Gran Turismo 7 is an upcoming racing video game, developed by Polyphony Digital, and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game will be the 8th mainline installment in the Gran Turismo series. The game's main menu was revealed to be similar to that of the menu style of Gran Turismo 4. This game brings the return of the GT simulation mode, encompassing the long-established and definitive single-player campaign feature. Other classic features were shown, such as the return of traditional racing tracks and vehicles, special events, championships, driving school, tuning parts shop, used cars dealership, GT Auto, while still retaining the new GT Sport mode, Brand Central and Discover that were introduced in Gran Turismo Sport. The game will take advantage of the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller, Tempest engine and dedicated ray tracing hardware to support advanced haptic feedback, 3D spatial audio and real-time ray tracing effects, enhancing the player immersion experience. With the increased processing power and inclusion of a custom solid-state drive storage in the PlayStation 5, the game will feature reduced loading times and run at 4K resolution and 60 frames per second with support for high dynamic range. PlayStation 5 technology. Given the PS5's support for 8K, 120 FPS and real-time ray tracing, and GT Sport's position as a demonstration platform for them, GT7 will likely support at least some of these technologies. The power of PlayStation 5 ray tracing was already visible in the trailer. Graphics experts from Digital Foundry closely examined the video and shared their own analysis, explaining exactly where and how the new technology was used. Of course, Polyphony Digital has studied ray tracing for many years and first demonstrated its work at SIGGRAPH Asia in 2018. The lighting in GT Sport was also generated with a pre-baked ray tracing system known as Iris. Later comments from PlayStation Europe Executive Vice President Simon Rutter added some further detail to how GT7 would benefit from the PS5's capabilities. Rutter specifically flagged the 3D audio, DualSense controllers, haptic buttons, and high data transfer rate SSD as technologies that GT7 would exploit, though the specifics remain under wraps at this point. Confirmed features. Although the trailer focused on gameplay, it did nonetheless feature some little glimpses of features and other menu screens. The main one is, of course, the new campaign mode, effectively absent from GT Sport, but specifically referred to by Kazunori Yamauchi in the introduction. A new, dynamic main screen that is very reminiscent of the static item from Gran Turismo 4 serves as a hub for all the game modes and menus. Campaign mode. GT7 appears to bring back a traditional Gran Turismo campaign mode. This would see players starting out as a novice with a low-powered vehicle, then heading through licenses and race events to progress to higher levels. There's no information on the precise structure of this campaign mode just yet, but areas exist on the main hub screen for school, licenses, missions, special events, and championships. Used cars were entirely absent from GT Sport but return in GT7. It's unclear how this will function, but in previous GT games it was where players could pick up older vehicles with a few miles on the clock for less money than new ones. GT Auto. GT Auto returns too. In previous games this was a place where players could wash their cars, change the oil, apply new paint jobs, change the wheels, and fit visual tuning parts. How many of these functions will return under this umbrella is unknown, but it's likely that the livery editor will form part of GT Auto. Online multiplayer. 2 areas of the new main hub refer to multiplayer modes. The first is a dedicated multiplayer icon, under which it's likely you'll find all of the various types of online racing. There's also a GT Sport Live icon, which resembles the GT Live part of the official GT website. This is probably a place for viewing media and articles relating to the top-tier online events and world tours. That suggests that something very much like sport mode will return, with regular races that affect your online rankings and a higher-level championship with live events. Unconfirmed features. There are some unconfirmed features like VR support. GT Sport supported VR, and as such it's probable that GT7 will also have some VR compatibility. It was something of quite limited scope on Sport, however, restricted to vehicle showroom and solo hot lap modes. Given the additional power of the PS5 compared to PS4, it's possible that VR could play a greater role in GT7, but we haven't seen any news about it at this early stage. Driving wheel compatibility. When the PS4 came out, fans were dismayed to find that PS4 didn't support many popular PS3 compatible wheels. Sony has yet to confirm whether peripherals supported on PS4 will continue to be supported by PS5, though we expect that it will be the case. Gran Turismo has always supported a wide range of wheels, and has officially partnered with wheel brands previously. Logitech provided the official wheel of GT3, GT4 and GT5, while Thrustmaster makes the official wheel of GT6 and GT Sport. Fanatec has also supplied official GT wheels, in a more unusual capacity. The brand stepped in for the 2019 GT World Tour Tokyo event after Thrustmaster discovered a fault with the supplied TGT wheels. It is likely that GT7 will again support wheels and pedals from all three brands, and that there will be an official wheel. For now, we don't know what that wheel will be. Ps5. The Ps5 driver management mode has been part of Gran Turismo since GT4, and though it skipped GT Sport, there's a distinct possibility that the feature will return in GT7. It hasn't appeared in any of the information or material thus far, so we can't say for sure either way. Ps5 has existed in a couple of different forms, but the core principle remains the same. Instead of driving races yourself, you train and guide one or several AI drivers to race for you. This could be a short sprint race or, in more recent iterations, a team of drivers covering several hours of an endurance race to save on player fatigue. Interestingly, Polyphony Digital conceived of Ps5 as its own game, to launch alongside or slightly after Gran Turismo 3, a spec in 2001. That alone suggests this is something that PD has put in some major work on over the years, and we could see it come back in GT7. Course Maker or Track Path Editor. Like Ps5, Gran Turismo's course-making facility is one of the important components of recent titles prior to GT Sport. With past, present, and future as a theme for GT7, it's certainly possible that a course editor could feature in the new game. The format of the course maker was rather different in GT5 and GT6. In the first version in GT5, there was not much by way of direct player control. You'd simply pick a location, enter some parameters, and then the game would generate a circuit for you. GT6's Track Path Editor was more of a track creation tool, which you could use to build almost any track you could think of, but you had to do it with an app on an external mobile device and import that into the game. This would be a tool that the new abilities of the PS5 could greatly enhance, and if a course maker does appear in GT7, it could be a powerful tool. Release date. The game was initially scheduled for a release in 2021. It was later delayed to 2022 due to the game development being impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. In an interview, the series creator Kazunori Yamauchi stated that the next Gran Turismo title is in active development. Yamauchi confirmed that there will be a focus on fine-tuning the classic GT experience, adding, "I think the next title that we're going to create will be a combination of the past, present and future, a complete form of Gran Turismo." At present there is no concrete release date for GT7, though Sony has officially stated that the game will release in the third or fourth month of 2022.